In this video, I'm going to do three examples which include using the power rule for finding the derivative. So let's just state that rule real quick. So if I give you y equals cx to the n, where x is the variable, c and n are constant, then the derivative is found by multiplying the coefficient and the exponent, and then subtract 1 from the exponent, and then done. Alright, as a side note for what I'm going to need when I do number 3, if y is equal to a constant, some specific number, not a variable, then the derivative of any constant is just 0. Okay, so for number 1, the derivative is going to be multiply the coefficient and the exponent to get 21, and then subtract 1 from the exponent. Done. Nothing else to do. For the second one, there's no exponent written, but by default, the exponent is a 1. So applying the power rule, 6 times 1 is 6, and then subtract 1. But x to the 0 is 1. And so your final answer is just 6. So bottom line, if there is no exponent, you can assume it's 1, and when you get done, your answer will just be the coefficient. Okay. Now number 3, it doesn't just say y equals 5x squared. Okay, there's something in here. So I'm going to need to expand this out. So let me get rid of that. So before I start, now there is something called chain rule, which will allow me around what I'm about to do. But let's assume we haven't learned that yet. So to expand that out, I'm going to have to FOIL the 4x minus 3, which is going to get me 16x squared minus 12x minus 12x plus 9. Combining like terms, minus 24x for combining the terms, and then distribute the 5, so I'm going to get 80x squared minus 120x plus 45. So now I can go ahead and differentiate it term by term by term. I haven't done any calculus yet. That was just algebra so far. So taking the derivative, 2 times 80 is 160. Subtract 1 to get 1. Alright, here again the exponent is a 1. So 120 times 1 is 120. And then to the 0 power. And the derivative of a constant, as I said, is 0. So the 45 just goes away. So just rewriting this. 160x, I don't need to write the exponent of 1. X to the 0 is 1, so 120 times 1 is just 120. And that would be your final answer here. Alright. Now I mentioned using chain rule for number 3. So just in case you're interested, don't stop the video yet. So let's copy this down here. Let's do number 3 again a different way. Alright, so chain rule allows me to leave this alone as if this whole thing here were just x. So I'm going to apply the power rule to start. So 5 times 2 is 10. Leave the inside thing alone and subtract 1 to get 1. But now I have to differentiate this inside part. Alright, well the derivative of 4x is 4. And the derivative of 3, which is a constant, is 0, so it just goes away. And I'm going to multiply by this result. Alright, well 10 times 4 is 40, this 10 and this 4. Leaving this alone for a moment. And then distributing the 40, I'm going to get 160x minus 120, which is exactly what I got when I did it the first time.